Cognitive theory of learning or Gestalt theory of learning. Let's have a look at how this theory would look like inside Tyler's model if we want to put forward this idea of using learning theory of Gestalt to be included in curriculum while defining the strategies for teaching and learning inside the classroom. Since we are in the process of curriculum development, and this is the background knowledge, and this background knowledge is very important. Unless we will know this, we cannot suggest or propose any teaching learning strategy in the curriculum we are preparing. Basically, what does this theory tells us? It tells us how students learn, and it basically takes into account students' attitudes, their prior learning, their interests, their values, what existing qualities they possess. So this is what this theory believes in, and all the previous knowledge, the skills and the attitudes of the students, they are being taken care of. Basically, this theory goes from, and it proceeds from whole to parts. For example, if there is a problem, and how students look at the problem and how do they divide this problem into bits and parts and start responding to this question. So we confront students with a problem, and then we see how well they can address the problem and what kind of qualities they are possessing. In the theory of learning, it consists of the formation of new perceptions and ideas about any situation with which students are encountered and confronted with in a problem solving situation. किस किस्म का प्रॉब्लम, किस किस्म का इशू आप स्टूडेंट्स को देते हैं, वो उसे सॉल्व करते हैं, and what kind of answers they are bringing in. Basically, it helps students to develop new ideas and perception about any situation or the problem. Here, the learning basically is the developing new ideas and insights about different processes, and it is influenced by what each and every student who is part of this activity or part of the problem solving situation they bring to that particular situation. हर बच्चा, हर स्टूडेंट किसी ना किसी किस्म का एक्सपीरियंस लेकर आ रहा है. They are possessing different types of attitude and they have different kinds of values. While they are given a problem to solve, so every student is contributing what they know of and they are using their expertise to solve the problem. In this way, students are interacting with each other. They are coming up with different type of arguments and they are learning from each other, and they are looking at their own perceptions and revising their perception. In this process, they are learning new things and new attitudes and new behaviors. While we start implementing this Gestalt theory inside the classroom and we say this is how students learn, basically problem solving situations are emphasized and these situations are given. So students are given problems to solve and they are given some guidelines where they can be assisted in this process. And we hope for that they will be solving the problem, though they may not be doing to the full extent, but they'll be doing it to some extent, and we can assess that where they need further assistance. Generally, any kind of mistakes which are being made by the students in the process of प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग और सॉल्विंग द सिचुएशंस जो उन्हें दी जाती हैं, वहाँ पर अगर हम नाकाम हो जाते हैं या बच्चे नाकामी का सामना करते हैं, तो दे आर लुक्ड एट द अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर फर्दर एक्शंस. सो देयर इज नो, एंड वी कैन नॉट से दैट दिस सॉल्व प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट करेक्ट और द प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट बीइंग सॉल्व करेक्टली एंड दिस इज रॉन्ग. It does not end the activity, rather it gives a chance to the students to further go ahead, revise the solution of the problem, and then learn something new. Basically, for the purpose of cognitive learning, thematic approach is being used and topics are being used in the form of themes in different subject areas, and they are being integrated. So once this integration is on, students, they are being encouraged to look at different content areas in different subjects, and they can develop their own understanding. Self-concept activities, they are being used inside the classroom, and teachers, they generally ask questions. As we have seen that in behaviorism, generally recall and comprehension is being focused. In this theory, of learning, which is cognitive theory of learning, generally students' ability to apply their knowledge, to conduct an analysis of a situation, to synthesize the information, and to conduct the evaluation of any process. These are being looked at, and these are being reinforced inside a classroom. While teaching in the theory of cognitive learning, conceptual maps, mind maps, they are being used, and which help students to develop their own mind maps and ideas about different concepts, which are being taught using these concept maps or mind maps inside the classroom. Once we have looked at how these theories of learning, they can be applied inside the classroom, then students and teachers, and sometimes teachers and curriculum developers, they sit together, they look at the goals of education, they look at the sources of curriculum and the data which they had gathered from this information, from the learners, from the society values, and from the subject specialist reports. And using the philosophy of education and psychology of learning and how it is being applicable to the classroom, then teachers, they are in a position that they can define or they can select the instructional objectives for the classroom for any subject area or any grade level for which they are developing the curriculum.